Hey guys, welcome to Career Launch. My name is Nora Cavazos and I'm the Career Launch instructor.
Hi, I'm Victoria Nieto and I'm from Gap Inc., specifically Banana Republic.
And I'm Emily Gomez from Banana Republic.
Today we will be learning about resume do's and don'ts.
And if you have a middle name, we go ahead and suggest that you put like the initial. Next, it's going to ask for your address. And then you want to just put it all in. And then you're going to put the city, state, and then the zip. Okay? You can put your number, you don't have to, but it is good because then if somebody gets lost of your application, because some applications you write on paper and then some applications you do nothing but online. So you can put your number.
And I would do your number that can contact you directly.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people I try to get in contact with, they would put their parents' number or maybe their roommate's number, and then I would have a hard time getting a hold of them. So I would always suggest putting your cell phone number if you had one, or your direct home line there.
You would put your objective here, write objective in bold, and then you would start over here. You would indent it and start writing over here what you're going to do,
Right.
like what you're seeking out to be.
And they have a great example of one on there.
Yeah,
if you want to
it
read
says a part-time after school and weekend customer service positions, and then it gives you 3 bullets where you can say what you are, and these are reliable, willing, and able to show up on time. Number 2 is honest and trustworthy. 3, good attitude and willing to help others and eager to learn. Now with those, since you indented, you want to indent again and start your bullets there.
Right. So basically it's what you're going after, what exactly you're seeking to do. What is this resume for? Like what do you want the person reading it to get from reading it?
Okay, so next would be your work experience. Has anybody had a job previous, or you have a job? So, okay. So what you would do is you would write, of course, where you work. It's gonna ask for your year. So mine was 2008 to, I would say, 2012. Okay. B, I just quit, right? So you don't have to be very specific on what month and the day and everything. Say you had a job before that. So you would put...
So you would go recent first.
Yeah, you would put recent first.
Most recent first.
And then I'll say Old Navy. So we'll say 2007 to 2008. And since y'all have no job experience, y'all can just leave it blank. Just don't even put it on your resume.
Or I mean, even if you cut lawns, or
cut lawns, help your parents
clean
around.
house, that kind of thing. Especially when the first time seeking employment, I would put things like that for sure. That way, when a manager looks at it, they're not thinking, okay, this is the very, very first time this person is going to come into work. I know you've probably done babysitting or cut lawns or something like that. Just something that shows that you are responsible.
And then you do your education. Just because what they're looking for is what you know how to do first. And then they're going to go, especially since when you fill out your application, they're going to ask you what's the highest education you have. And in your case, you're going to say college graduation in 2012 or 2013.
But there's different templates. I mean, I've seen resumes that have work experience first or education first. As long as it's clean, it's well detailed, it's not misspelled, I think you're probably good to go. So you would just put like your high school and then, anticipated graduation date.
Mm-hmm. And then activities and awards.
That's where you want to list pretty much any volunteer work that you've had. Especially if you haven't had job experience, you definitely want to put the volunteer work on there. That's a big thing. And every award that you have gotten, even if you think it's not that big of a deal, it's a big deal on paper. And it's a big deal when you're competing against somebody else for a position. You want to put any award you've achieved on there. And any sport, I mean that's
sports,
team captain. But I mean, if you were part of the team, I would put volleyball team or football team, soccer team, that kind of thing. That just goes to show that you're a team player. You work well with others in a group situation. So those are all characteristics that employers look at when they are looking at resumes and applications. So we want to check for correcting all grammar errors, misspellings, and wordiness. So that is a big thing, especially with spell check. I mean, there's really no excuse why any word on your resume should be misspelled. I have encountered several resumes that have misspelled words, and that's, you know, a red flag that goes up. Maybe this person isn't ready for, you know, a job, or maybe it's not that serious, or maybe, you know, did it in a hurry. But with spell check, very easy. With one click, you can, you know, check all your grammar. It's also important to keep it pretty much to one page for your resume. That way an employer can look at it and not take too much time, pretty much read over it with just looking at one page. Sometimes if you do it on several pages, they might get lost. But it's a lot easier and it's cleaner just to have it on one page. So just always remember that to represent yourself in a way that you're going to be proud 5 years from now or 10 years from now. To look back and reflect, okay, yeah, I had a great time. You know, I was 17, 16 years old. But you always want to portray a good image, because that really is going to follow you throughout your college career, if that's the path you choose to go to, through your employment.
Alrighty, well then we're going to wrap this up, and we'll see you all on Wednesday.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Today we covered resumes, do's and don'ts.
And don't forget to always be professional with all the information.
And don't forget to always emphasize your accomplishments and team activities.
Until next time,
Stay connected.